Welcome to the Builders Table. Great to have you, our viewers, one more time. This is the Builders Table. I'm your host, Godfrey, Mwenda, of Pace Momentous, and so excited to have you today. This is a program where we bring in entrepreneurs who are bringing real stories of what they are doing to impact the community and to impact nations of the world. And today we are so honored to have with us in studio Benard Njathi, who is here to share with us his story and he has been through this venture. Karibu sana, Benard.
Thank you so much, Bwana Mwenda. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So welcome so much, viewers. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, and let's follow the story and pick your nuggets of how it is that you can be able to become a successful entrepreneur in this space. So let's get to know, who is Benard?
First, my government name is Benard Njathi. I love putting a bit of swag in my name. Instead of calling myself Benard, I call myself Burn, which is BRN, short form. I find that to be much more interesting, just to break the monotony. That's number one. Number two, Benard, which is me, or Ben, or Burn, if you'd like. I am an entrepreneur. I'm in the data and finance field in the livestock value chain. In other words, what that means is that we are using data and financial models to drive livestock value chain success. I am also the president of Data Analytics of Kenya, which is an organization trying to drive data initiatives into the country. That is who I am on a professional level. On a personal level, I am a husband. I am a father of 2 boys. And most importantly, I'm a lover of Christ. I'm a born-again Christian. Wow. That is me on a tight package.
Yes.
And there's more than that.
Great, thanks. And we're here to unpack that tight package a little bit and get to know about it. It's interesting to hear about data analytics, especially for animals. I have not heard about that before. That's quite an interesting journey to take and to think about.
Thank you.
Just take us a bit. Now this is Ben after high school. Then?
Good. I have such an interesting story. And I've told about it in multiple places, on YouTube and all these other social places. Let me see how best I can unpack it for you. So Ben finishes high school. And Ben is not coming from a well-off family. We used to live in Langata, a place called Otiende. Just before you get to St. Mary. Because St. Mary ndio uko mwisho kabisa.
So nyinyi mko hapa karibu mwisho.
Karibu mwisho. Otiende. And my parents were public servants. I'm a civil servants. And Ben finishes high school knowing very well my chances of going to campus are almost none.
Wow. What would that be?
Financial challenges, you know. I'm not saying we were extremely, disadvantaged, but you get the point.
I get it.
So Ben finishes school, and the first thing he thinks in his mind, if there's an opportunity to go to campus, well and good. If there's none, then I have to try and get myself out there and try and make a living at least for myself, and then hopefully I can help my parents. So I remember I finished high school, and immediately when I got to the house, stayed in the house maybe like 3 days or so, then immediately started going to industrial area to try and look for jobs.
Which year is this?
This is 2007. I'm still a young man. I'm 38 years old.
Awesome.
But I'm no longer young. Post 35 nimesikia sini wazee sasa.
You're in the borderline.
Nimenukia sana hapo nini kwa 40. So I used to go to Inda. You can imagine. To me hustle, it's been tough. I'm not saying that I'm where I'm supposed to be or where I would want to be, but at least I can appreciate the journey.
Wow.
Just going back to the journey, I was mentioning that so at that time I was really young. I just finished school. I didn't even have an ID, but nilikuwa naenda Inda. You know, you wake up early in the morning, you walk from Otiende to in Australia.
Wow.
But then again, it was not that bad because so many people are walking.
So you're in
the road, yeah.
in the crowd.
Yeah, and most guys are just next there to Kibera, because Kibera is there. So you walk all the way out through Langata, maybe you come out of the KWS cemetery area there, you get into main Langata Road, going down, then the crowd is way bigger. So you find yourself with a lot of people. So that time I was literally just going for the sake of going, as I hope my journey will give me something, So I was looking for anything that I could do. So I'd go to different companies, that are doing manual hires, manual related hires. You find there are guys that are either being hired for about 400 bob per day or even 200 per day to do some type of manual work. I remember there are many places I went to, but one sticks with me. I went to an organization that creates paints or something. And they were 100%, in terms of, we are giving you this opportunity. And I was happy because I was going to get about 300 bob per day, which was good. But the challenges I had, one, I didn't have an ID. Two, I was so skinny and small, And then thirdly, I was also too young. And then now the problem was, it's not a long-term contract.
Yes.
It's a daily.
It's a daily wage thing.
Yeah, it's the early bird catches the worm. Literally, that's the truth of it. And you're supposed to get there at times at around 5:30, just to be early enough to catch the worm.
What?
To catch the worm, because it's not even about their opening time. It's more about the number of people,
that the demand, there.
The demand. So you'll find there are people that have gotten there at around 5 a.m. And those are many people, with 99.9% coming from Kibera. So you can imagine. So the guys told me
and I would imagine they are older than you.
Yeah.
Bigger, healthier.
Everything, they are way mature, so to say. So you have fathers there, mostly was men. And maybe they're doing like 3 more. He will do that one up to around 7 or 4 p.m. leave, then go to another one, just to try and make some money. So it's quite a journey, so to say, now that I reflect on that specific moment. It was tough. So I would go from industry to industry, or if you'd like, factory to factory, knocking. And you don't know anyone, neither do you know your way around such type of ecosystems. So you're guessing. So you get there at around 11. Again, you've walked from Otiende all the way to a factory somewhere in Enterprise Road. So maybe you leave the house at around 8 because you don't know. You're getting maybe to that factory at around 11. They're telling you, boss, bwana, saizi watu wanafanya kazi. Wewe kuja asubuhi 6 a.m. So the next day you have to try and go 6
So first you've got to walk all the way back to Otiende.
Yes.
So that you walk back the following day.
Going and coming back.
Just to be curious, how many kids are you now at home?
By then, 5.
5.
I'm the last born. I'm the 5th.
You're the last born.
Yeah.
What are your parents saying that this young man is walking to industry area this early, coming back, he has nothing?
There are things you don't even get to tell them. Things you don't get to tell them. At least you just tell them I've gone out, try and look for something to do. So this was just before now getting the ID, and then before starting to do, higher education and all that. Because you need to get some money.
Yes.
So those I have tried a lot, but there were only 2 challenges. One, you're too young, and 2, you don't have an ID.
You don't have an ID.
And that system is wrong. Some of these things we call cliche because we've talked about it so long, then we think it's the truth. That system is wrong because in the US or in developed nations, a 16-year-old is working. They have some type of working permit, so to say, for a 16-year-old who is in high school, so to say. They're doing something over the summer. So they can
start getting into the system early enough.
Yes. So even a 16-year-old in Kenya should be allowed to do some type of work that is okay according to the company policy and the government policy.
At that age.
Yes, and earn some money. True. Because there are so many opportunities out here, to be honest, that can be created. So that's how I started.
So that is high school then? After in between high school and
so the
college.
story still continues. Let me build it all the way up to where we are
Yes.
now. So I really tried those gigs, and I would get some, others I wouldn't get. Then started moving into doing, selling of SIM cards, Celltel, Zain, Uline, what else? Telcom, or Orange, Safaricom lines, all those to jobs here and there. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't get them. And then now, also doing events, not necessarily doing like an event, just being part of the ecosystem. You've heard there is some event happening somewhere, you go there, you help here and there, whether it's manual or not manual like that. At times, you find yourself helping move things from this place to that place. At times you'll find yourself being told there's a new beverage that is going to be introduced, and we need people who will be given t-shirts and be paid per day.
As merchandisers.
Yes, merchandisers, and you're in supermarkets, you're in clubs, you're doing all these things, you try, Then progressively I got the ID, which I took from Westlands, and it took forever, my goodness. I think your ID maybe like more than 1 year plus. And it's not because I was not going to check it, it's not that issue that ideally toka when the ujai kujia
is the system not working.
And I think we had that problem of elections. That period was time of elections, and then we had post-election violence. So the IDs were delaying and all that. So when I got the ID, luckily now some money was available. Then, of course, I did some computer packages, the usual. Back then, because time has changed, doing computer packages seemed to be... It was a big thing.
True.
It's like being a secretary then, some 10, 15 years back, it was a huge thing.
Yes.
There were even secretarial courses.
True.
And colleges.
Yes.
So that was the same thing concerning computer packages. So I did some 2 packages, felt nice, kidogo, felt as if I'm moving up. Then from there, applied for Kenya Poly, then Technical University of Kenya. Used to be called Polytechnic, Kenya Polytechnic. I got in there, did a certificate in business administration. By the grace of God, some funds were available here and there.
So who is paying for you these courses? Is it your parents or yourself or both?
My parents and of course external help. And at the same time, if I get some money here and there, I'm also helping, even if it's transport for myself and stuff, such type of things. Then as I continue to do the certificate in business administration, I took Technical University of Kenya, then Polytechnic University of Kenya. Some of our viewers don't even know it was called like that. So I get to know my way around kidogo. You have some friends who are either employed somewhere, because I was doing evening classes. I have never done any class during the day.
So that evening you use your daytime.
And then evening classes were cheaper. Was cheap then, at least it was cheaper. It was cheaper. I don't know about now. So now during the day you are doing stuff. You're either going there to try this, going there. I remember I used to go down Art Center, just on your way to South B. I don't know if it's no longer there. Then it was different. There was it was free to get in. And then there were so many artists painting nice things and all that. So they became my friends. I got to know them. Started joining dancing classes. Sarakasi Dome also then. Some of the guys that left that I forget the name, the Go Down Art Center there next to, as on your way to Mata Hospital, I forget the name, it will come to me. And then the guys moved from there all the way to Sarakasi Dome. So during that period, it was a lot of hustling. You have a gig here for event, you have another gig there for a drink being launched. You're in clubs, you're trying all you can to get something. And then that time you also start making new friends in college.
Yes.
And so you have many things. These ones are telling you they are doing this, try all that and all that. And it progresses as so until one day I went to, so one day I was in the house and I see KICC Expo, the annual insurance thing that insurance companies do. I think IRA Insurance Regulatory Authority, and AKI, Association of Kenya Insurance. I don't know if they do it anymore. I highly doubt. So I see them saying there's going to be a big expo
at
KICC insurance companies. I don't know anything about it. So I said, okay, let me go.
Why not?
Yeah, that time I'm still in Tuk.
At Tuk.
But then again I switched to Nairobi University. So I go. And I said, so that I remember I took my Kabes shirt, nikakapiga pasi vizuri, my Kabes trouser and some two loafers. Everything like that. I remember I had bought in Wadhi. Wadhi is Gikomba. Out of those two proceeds here and there and all that. So nikavaa vizuri na kabelt. That time now I didn't walk.
Yes.
Some money was there.
Yes. So you took
took a mat. Then it was about 20-30 bob.
Yes.
From Otienda, depending on the time, all the way to
KICC.
BS, of course, bus station, and then you go to KICC. So I got there and I didn't know what I was doing. Some of these things are so divine, extremely divine. You know, now I realize it's not my script at all.
Wow.
It is his script.
Wow.
God. Now I realize and I can attest to that in many ways. So I get inside. So you go from 10 to 1, you look at this insurance company, you talk to them, they're telling you many things, they're giving you brochures. So by the time I was finishing like the 20th or like the 10th, I had brochures of this size. I had almost a whole paper, almost a whole paper bag of brochures here and there. And I remember I got maybe to like maybe the 6th or the 3rd, I can't remember, 10th, and it was Jubilee Insurance. And just before I got to the Jubilee Insurance, there was a man who was standing at the Jubilee Insurance stand, looking me at the corner of his eye, looking at me very keenly. And I noticed he's looking at me for a very long time. I was okay. Maybe he's just curious about something. I don't know. So I leave the tent that I was at, moving now away to his tent. He looks at me and asks me just one question. He's called Washira. He asked me, boss, unataka kazi? I said, yes. Okay, so he told me, come. We sat down there and he told me who he is. He was the unit manager for Jubilee Insurance. They used to be a Jubilee Exchange House. They're still there. I think they're still there, Wamangena Street. And he told me about all these things called insurance. I said, okay, sawa. He gave me his card, sorry. Then he told me, just come on Monday. I think it was on a Friday or Saturday when the expo was happening. And so I went on Monday and it took me about almost 3 hours to see him. I had to just sit down and wait for him.
Yes, and queue.
And just wait because he was just busy the whole day. That's how I started getting into the financial world because now I'm in data and finance. It's a whole story. But just before that, let me back up for a minute. So during that hustling period of trying to know yourself, and you're young and you're energetic, this is something, by the way, I'd like to just encourage my other young people. If you know you're just young and you finish school, don't wait. Go out.
Yes.
Look for something, even if it's kubeba bags or whatever it is.
Just do something what
just
you can.
Try. You are young, you have a lot of energy, you don't have responsibilities so much. You have nothing to lose, regardless of what people would say. So if I was to back up for a minute, then we go back to where the story is at. I did a lot of those GNLD things, forever living. I've just remembered now. I think I hated it so much, nikaiweka mahali in my mind that I would never want to remember. GNLD, forever living, others I can't even remember. Yes. Just many things.
Yes. Those multi-level marketing things.
I did many. I did many. I really did many. A lot of those things. So I did a lot of those things, because again, you are young. That's number one. Number two, you have a lot of time. Number three, you have a lot of energy.
Yes.
And you don't have any money.
Yes.
Or rather, you don't have as much as you'd want. And then again, it gets boring to be in the house. And you're a man or a boy, so to say. You want to be out there. You also want the nice shoes. Even if you're not going to buy, you just want the nice shoe just to see it. I don't know if people still do that, but I used to go a lot to places like Gikomba just to check and say, I've seen that shoe. Let me go work If I get some money, I'll come back to that. So I did a lot of those multi-level marketing gigs, you know, the GNLD, the Forever Living, Tianchi, just many, you know. I remember there's one Indian guy who had set up the Tianchi office somewhere, housing finance, that building, yes, I forget the name, and he became such a good friend, you know, giving me so many products, even others go and try, made of mushrooms and stuff, and I would give them away and all that. So as the journey continues now to where we had left, the insurance expo thing, so I get to meet this gentleman called Washira. Washira, wherever you are, I thank you, because he was such an instrumental person for me. Wow. And you know, he didn't ask me anything. He just looked at me and asked, do you want a job? Those were the first words that came from his mouth. And I said, yes.
So he said, come here.
Yeah, and I didn't know what it was. So he tells me, this is my contact. This is what we do. This is, you come on Monday. Because the expo was either on Saturday or Friday. Come on Monday to the office. Here's the information. Here's my phone number and all that. And let's speak. If you're serious, you want a job. So again, I go home. The clothes that I had, wash them nicely, because those were my official best. Yes. Yeah, yes. Official best. So Monday, asubuhi na mapema,
there you are.
I go all the way to Jubilee Exchange. I get there and I sit down at the reception. I wait for the gentleman. I think I waited for the guy up to around 2 p.m. And I was there maybe at around 8. Yeah, he was just busy and many other things, and he came in late. So we sat down, he explained more and more to me about all these things called insurance sales, life insurance policies, of course, the educational ones and all those things. So I got to know them nicely. I said, okay, it's a challenge, so let's do it. And the journey continues. So I started going for training or classes, if you will, because they usually had, I don't know about nowadays, they usually had a period of about 2 weeks, if I'm not wrong, for intensive training on what is insurance, why these policies, It's like a course that you go through, that you're taught there. And once you're ready now, you can start selling. You know, no one told me about these things. No one even told me how it is and all that. I was just jumping both feet in, trying to see if I can.
You can make some ends meet.
And if I can even try to get ahead in life. So I was so, you know, at times, not knowing too much is good for you, because now you can experiment.
Yes.
I was just excited. I was excited. Explore. Yeah, I was excited. So first, I've left those, you know, manual ones, those mechanical type. Now I'm in an office. Yeah, I'm in an office. And I'm meeting other executives, you know, and they used to dress very nicely with some nice suits and stuff. So others were making too good money, so to say, and all that. I'm meeting in the morning at around 7 a.m. Every day we used to have, Monday to Friday weekdays, we used to have meetings at 7 a.m. Wow. You know, where Washira and the other big boss would precede the meeting. And we would get taught and pray and strategize. This team will go to this road, this team will go to these companies, these are our numbers, this is what you're supposed to do and all that. So I did that for quite a while. That was now 2008 there. And as I proceeded, continuously doing it, started getting better in it, although it was tough. It was extremely tough.
Were you able to close any sale?
I did. Wow. I did. But it took me a while. Oh, it took me a while. Took me a while because, you know, I didn't have the sales language. Neither had I sold such a thing before. And then now, the being young thing and being tiny, you know, in terms of body, being skinny, and nakukatu shida, for lack of a better word, wasn't looking so good, because again, the mindset was the people who should buy insurance are people who are in an office. Yes. Mainly because they have a salary, so you're guaranteed better commissions, especially public servants or civil servants and all that. So imagine that setup. And at times you're walking all the way from Otiende, Langata,
to town,
going all the way down to Langata Road. Now it looks beautiful. Then inakaa hivyo. You go all the way down up to Mbagathi and you still continue. Although there were too many chums would
get in.
Yeah, would try and pass here and there. And then you get to the office.
By 7.
By 7, yeah. So you do 7 maybe to around 8 something. They don't want to see you in the office, go out. Because literally your work is outside. Then you go outside and start looking for business. So it took me a while. I think it took me like 6 months before I made my first sale. But the minute I made the first one, from there,
you opened the doors.
Yes. The interesting bit with me was that I think I was too curious. I was too innocent. I was so naive. I was full of energy. What else would I have lost? Plus, I was just interested now that I am doing something that looks to be corporate on my way up to doing something way better. But I was also very curious on anything that is tech. I started using LinkedIn a long time ago. Long time ago. And I had such a huge, following, or connections, so to say. Connections. Because back then, there were no followers.
Yes.
It was connections. So I had many. What I would do, I would just open up my inbox. I would shoot messages, a good one. And that, then I think you are sending a message to LinkedIn inbox, and it also sends a message to the Gmail. So when they could respond from either, to the email. I don't know if it works the same now, I highly doubt, or changes of notifications here and there. And that yielded fruits because I would get business. People would tell me, okay, this is good, maybe we are not interested, call me next month. Don't ever write to me again. All those type of responses, any and every type of objection you can think of, I've gone through. I remember there's one time I got some new suits. Now commissions are now working.
Yes.
Got some very nice suit, blue, a very nice one, and some nice shoes. Nice katai, because now you had to wear a tie
to dress up for your clients.
And then again, that's the policy of the company. You don't just stay like this. Had to look official. But there's one time I said, now I'm going to prospect. That's the word we used to use in Westlands. And it was Waumini Plaza, if I'm not wrong. And I get in there, I had borrowed my colleague at the office some nice big laptop bag. I didn't have a laptop. Then you are not selling with the tech.
Yes.
Which is part of what we do at a later stage.
Yes.
Then we had some books, like a rate card. I forget the name, like an algorithm book.
For the person to check.
It had the years.
Yes.
The rate was a factor of time, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year,
and your
against age, and some funny number there, which I still want to know how they calculate that actuarial science now that we're in that business. And then now you had a big calculator. We didn't have smartphones. So you'd go to someone and open it up. Open the book, put the book here or the papers, and then you open the calculator. Then you start, okay, how old are you? How long? Then you give the premium. So now this day I borrow a nice good looking bag from the office, Jubilee Exchange, and I have these nice suits. I'm smelling nice, all those things.
Yes.
I said,
you're set for the business.
And I feel as if I want to go after the big fish. Big fish in this case was at least go to offices that seem at least more elegant and stuff, at least in my mind then. So I get on to a matatu, and then I get all the way to the mall, Upper West. I think I went to Mini Plaza, if I'm not wrong. So I go in, and the soldiers are nice. I just say, hi, how are you? Don't ask me anything. I didn't even sign anything.
You're smart enough.
I just, and it was not even a strategy. It just worked out for me like that. Then I get in. I go floor 1, office to office. Ding, ding, ding. Hello, how are you? My name is so-and-so. I'd like to talk to you. I had my way with words.
Yes.
So I get the contacts, we speak. If they tell me come back later, maybe after 20 minutes, I'll be back. All those type of things. And I went all the way up to 3rd floor.
Wow.
Then
office by office.
Office by office. And I was going through the stairs.
Wow.
And then a call was made from the security desk. So this is the interesting bit about this story. A call was made from the security desk that there is someone who is going door to door hawking services. And because I was nicely dressed, nilikuwa na pita, you know, I had some way of, I had some type of
escape.
Yeah. So 3 soldiers came for me.
Wow.
Up there, 3rd floor. They got me, put me on the side kidogo, wakani grill mbaya kabisa. You know, it wasn't nice at all. Then they took me down to their security desk mahali kwa kona fulani. They grilled me a proper one.
Wow.
They took my bag and my phone, nikaambua nikae pale kando. And I stayed there. Then later on we talk. Nini, I told them my apologies and then I left. But I left with contacts.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
And all those offices that you've been to.
Yeah, and I got some business from there as well. And I kept following some of those people wherever they went in different companies. So that's one memory that I've just remembered now. It was a painful memory, you know. So the story continues. So as I am aggressive in selling, offline, which is going door to door on the streets. If I meet you on the street and I think you look good and you can buy, you become friends.
You not leave that person.
Yeah, we start talking in the matri, in the street, on your way home. I get contacts after contacts. Some of those people are still my friends even now.
Wow. But you not just sit anywhere. You sit strategically.
Yeah, and even if you are sat there, I'll try and just go there next to you and just we speak. Yeah.